I figured I'd do a video on this LED conversion that I did on this CBR 1000. They're pretty much self-contained projector housings. They got the halo and the demon eye, and I also wire that third light in the middle there with it's a little circuit I put on there with just an LED bulb, but it's got a flasher that makes it blink, kind of like an airplane beacon, and I usually do it on all my bikes, and a lot of people dig it, so I wound up doing it to a couple of my customers' bikes. And I don't know how well you could see it with the halos, with just the blue demon eyes, but it's pretty slick looking. You can run with it just like that if you wanted to, or obviously you can go out and have it in normal light mode, which these things are incredibly bright. They use about 1/8 the power of the conventional bulbs that these bikes come with, let alone HIDs, which I don't even mess with anymore. HIDs are just way too temperamental, but these LEDs, man, they run pretty cool. They use almost no power at all, and I've put on quite a few sets and I haven't had problem one out of them, so I'm definitely liking them. But basically it's a lot cleaner install too. The backs of them got the anodized heat sinks. Oh yeah, and then the back of the headlights I changed up a little bit. I cleaned up the wires, took the no wires coming out for that, horn wire. I just hit everything I possibly could down there, cleaned up all the sides and beside the steer tube and all, but the back of the headlights, you could actually see the blue anodized heat sinks in there. There's actually little cooling, they're each little cooling fans for each projector. And I just, yeah, tried to make it real clean looking with no wires, but yeah, damn clean looking down there now. Well, basically, I got a couple of little extras on this too. When I installed the actual LED kit, the projectors, once I got it all wired up, I'm taping everything up, and I noticed there's a wire there that I was like, well, damn, what did I forget? And here, there's one more wire in there. It said strobe. And I'm like, strobe? Like, I'm not using strobe. Like, that's a bike show shit or whatever. So I just taped it up, didn't wind up using it. And but then once we did the mirror kit on this bike, instead of drilling in a switch somewhere or something like that, I figured it'd be cool. I remembered I seen the Gixxers that have the hazard button. Now, obviously Hondas don't need a hazard button anyway, so, but I figured I could use that as the on-off switch for the actual mirrors. So I got the hazard switch that works the mirrors, and also you get the pass button, which is nice because they don't actually have a pass button. You have to just blink your high beam, low beam kind of deal. So the pass button was nice, but this particular Gixxer was 2013, I believe, and it also had the mode up and down. So there's a mode thumb button here for mode down, and then there's one also on the back for mode up. And obviously, even if this did have modes, it wouldn't be compatible with the GSX-R one, but I figured out what wires were what. And I knew down the road I could wind up using these for something different. Well, the first thing I thought when I saw this thumb button was the strobe on the LED projectors as a kind of a safety thing. Like if I'm coming through a busy intersection or something like that, and it looks like somebody might, left in front of me or something like that, I'll just go ahead and hit my high beam once or something like that, which is kind of noticeable. But this is a whole nother level. As you can see, the button is literally right when you're holding your hand. It is 1/4 of an inch away from my thumb. But you can see anytime you have some kind of an issue, somebody looks like they might pull out in front of you or don't see you or whatever. And it is incredibly intense. I mean, when I was first installing these things, I wasn't sure if I was getting the strobe light fired up right, so I actually leaned around there while I was lighting it up and did that shit right in my eyes. Man, I was seeing spots for about 3 hours.
red light that looks like somebody might left in front of me or something like that, I lay right on that, man. It's just little, it's the thumb momentary.
That's the mode.
So as long as you hold it, it stays on. You let go, it stops. So you can't.
Yeah, I would have thought you would have put it up on this one.
Well, now check out what this one does.
So that worked out pretty cool, but it's definitely a nice safety feature, even with the headlights on, even with the high beam on. I mean, it makes a huge difference.
Jesus Christ, man.
Don't make me do it.
Don't do it. Do it.
So if you're trying to get anybody's attention coming through a busy intersection, somebody getting ready to cut you off, about anything. It's definitely a nice safety feature. And then on the back here, I have the mode up, which for a while there we didn't use it. And this past summer we were riding, and obviously in the hot summers, a lot of people, including myself, I have fan buttons on all my bikes. My CBR here's got it, my R1 has it. And I was going to actually put a fan button on here, but again, I was trying to avoid putting buttons on here. Now, obviously, a fan needs an on-off switch. Well, this is a momentary switch, and I was like, man, that would be cool if I could use that. And then it occurred to me that with a fan switch, you always have to remember to turn it off. I mean, not that it'll hurt anything if you leave it on, but obviously you only want to turn it on for a little bit till your temperature drops to a 190, whatever. So what I come up with was I'm using this to trip a pulse timer relay, which basically fan, and now the fan will come on for 90 seconds and then automatically shut off. So you don't even have to remember to shut it off. Which up until now, like I said, I was used to mine, so I would always, oh yeah, turn the fan off real quick. But like I said, now you don't even have to sweat it. All the buttons look to be OEM. I mean, everything looks clean, everything looks stock, so I'm loving it. But yeah, like I said, the fan will go off here any second. I don't know if you can actually see the back of the LED, but you can hear the fans kicking on the LEDs also. And now on this other side, now this is your engine kill, obviously. Well, nobody ever uses this engine kill for anything. So what I do, a lot of times I'll wind up, there's the fan goes off by itself. And if it's still too hot, you want to do it again, just hit it again. Goes for another 90 seconds. So that works out pretty cool. But now this here doesn't do engine anymore. Engine will run no matter what position this is in. This is actually a blackout for all the lights. It blacks out everything except obviously the engine. Kills my mirrors, everything except the dash. Headlights out, halos out. Obviously the motor still runs. Tail lights out. Turn it back on. Tail lights on. Navs are back on. Headlights are back on. So the bike will run no matter what. Now this is actually just a kill switch. So it's, you know, it used to be the run button, and well, technically it is still the run button. It's just a new meaning of the run button. So basically, I was just trying to get away with not having any aftermarket looking buttons. I wanted to try to have everything looking pretty much stock. So, and like I said, all the buttons here have worked out pretty good. The strobe thing I'm loving. I mean, it is definitely a cool feature and handy. The fan is a must, especially in the summertime. I mean, it gets sweltering here. Yeah, a lot of my customers' bikes, I wound up using this to turn the mirrors on and off. So, but this one here, obviously I already had the hazards to turn the mirrors on and off, so I figured what the hell, we'll use that as a kill. That'll just black out everything. So as you can see, it blacks, turns the headlights off, navigation off, tail light, turn signals, everything. Even if the turn signals are on, nothing. As soon as you turn it back on, turn signal, headlights. So, everything looking pretty clean on this thing. So it's turned out to be a pretty unique piece, to say the least. So, that's it for now. I guess until next week.